Hey movie lovers, I'm Alan.
And I'm Paul.
Welcome to Real Movie Grade.
Today we're going to be discussing Blockers, and this does have spoilers, so if you don't want to hear any spoilers, please click the link above to go look at our just no spoiler alerts.
So Blockers, we just got out of it. My cheeks still hurt. I think it was hilarious, and it delivered for me on a lot of levels that I really did not expect.
I can definitely agree with the expectations being kind of low. I kind of do that with almost every comedy we go to, just because they pump out so many a year. It's like, I don't know if this is going to be good, so I don't ever want to get my hopes up. This one, I'm so glad that it definitely raised the bar when I got to watch it.
Yeah, I feel like this is a new subgenre to the Dirty Family movie.
Yeah.
You had what was the casino one, The House, which I caught on HBO a couple weeks ago in a hotel, and it was, if I had anything else to do other than be in that hotel room, I would have. It was bad. I expected them to have thrown all the good jokes into the trailers of this, and they didn't. And the jokes they did put in the trailers, they were still hilarious. They didn't even give those jokes away.
Yeah, I agree with that. The jokes that they gave in the trailer were great, but they were even better in the movie because of the context and when they were actually delivered. It made them so much better.
Exactly. Let's from the top. We have casting. I think casting. Obviously, the performance played into why those jokes came through so well. You had great chemistry with Group A or the parents, John Cena and Leslie and what's that guy's name? Ike. They had great chemistry. That you were talking about how there are standard roles that they all fell into.
Yes.
The straight man, the funny man, and then just the random off the wall guy. They had the what do you call it? Three Stooges.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Three Stooges. Yeah.
And then you had the kids. All the kids. They were all cast well. They all were actually. I believe they could all be in high school, which a lot of times movies.
Yeah, you could definitely tell they were definitely on the young side. I would say probably no one looked over 18, and they were going to prom, so they're going to be seniors in 18. So I mean that worked out well. They did very well on it.
They all looked appropriate.
And like you said, they meshed well together, the parents and the kids. So yes, there were two separate groups, but when you put them together in the same area, it still worked, which usually does not happen in a comedy. And
they did something kind of new where they pretty much divided the time between those two groups. Looking back, I couldn't really tell you this was the main group and this is who the story was about. The story was about kids coming of age, and it was about parents having to deal with that. It was about both those two things, which I don't have children, and I've come of age, so I was able to just sit there and enjoy it.
Now I'm a dad and I got two girls, so for those of you who are going to go see this movie or have seen this movie now, oh my God, I am not looking forward to that whatsoever in my entire life. The scene that we were talking about earlier, where John's found a thong in the laundry, because kind of everybody does the laundry in the same house. You're going to find stuff like this. I found my daughter's first, what do you call them, training bras. Dude, internally I freaked out. So I don't know how I'm going to go through with this.
So that was real to you, but
yes.
But we were talking about that because I think there was, to me, as far as I can remember, there was two jokes that were recycled or very telegraphed, and that one was early in the movie. So I thought, oh man, this isn't going to go well.
Yeah,
because you knew exactly what was going to happen with that.
I agree. Yeah,
that wasn't the case though. I was happy that the other telegraph joke was what did we say? Pointed out. I guess it wasn't.
See, it's not even that meaningful.
Yeah. So.
I can't remember what it was now.
There we go. That's what.
See, there you go. That's why it was recycled.
Yeah, most of the jokes felt fresh to me. I was like I said, my cheeks hurt. I didn't stop laughing for most of it. So I'd say that covers the screenplay and the casting.
Yes, definitely.
I think they did well, and then I didn't stop laughing, so I was never bored. I thought it went well.
No, yes, very true. I was never bored either. In fact, I had to pee really bad at the movie, and I really did not want to get up and go use the restroom. I failed. Every movie lover out there, I apologize. I had to get up, and I think I missed 2 minutes. I hope I didn't miss anything.
No, you didn't.
Oh, thank God.
When you went, I was like, oh, I should go now too, but I didn't. You didn't miss anything. Then that was your one shot.
Okay, thank God.
So cinematography, there were some interesting shots. They tried to do a little bit more than most comedies.
Yes, they did. They definitely did.
But that wasn't great for me. So I gave it a middle. That was one of the areas I gave it middle of the road.
Yeah, it felt like how you should make a movie. Just good camera work, nice and steady, focusing on where you need to be focusing at. But also, I think they did do really well on the background shots as well, too, while they were trying to focus on that one main focal point. Like, say, when they were in the parking lot at prom. You had the car bouncing in the background. I didn't catch it at first, and then you finally catch it, and you're like, oh, God.
That was good. Arguably, that's a recycled one. But
that is a recycled one, yes.
It was timed well.
Yes.
I'd say the audio, there was music that stuck out. You heard it, but... there's a lot of teen movies and comedies of the late 90s and early 2000s where the music really defined that movie, made you feel, hey, this is the time that we're in. One of those I'm thinking of is American Pie. Love it or hate that movie, but the music in there was great. Euro Trip. Scotty Doesn't Know.
Oh, yeah. Everybody knows that song.
So that soundtrack was great.
Well, from our generation. I have to specify that part right there.
But, yeah.
Well, maybe that's actually why they didn't put any crazy, memorable songs in there, because they wanted to make this a lasting comedy that everybody could relate to. Because, this is about, kids going out and trying to lose their virginity and parents trying to stop them.
I would agree with that point if they didn't have so many well-placed cultural references, such as the Lord of the Rings reference. When she called her Smog, that's a tiny detail they just slipped in there. There's a couple other ones that I thought were absolutely hilarious, and you sat there for a second and said, "What? Wait, that was hilarious."
Yeah, no, okay.
That was really well referenced. So
yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. But I still feel like those small references. Lord of the Rings. That was written in the. If I'm not correct here, please do not chastise me. The 40s or 50s. I cannot remember. And those books have been famous for a long time, and they finally just made them into movies now.
Yes.
One, because I think the technology is finally there to actually do it. But so that's a lasting. Shoot, we're coming up on 80 years here since that book was written. So for a cultural reference, that spans quite a big generational gap there.
Yes, there are multiple generations.
Multiple
generations that would get the reference, sure.
Well, you would hope so. They're good books.
So the wow, like I said in the other video, I was wowed. I did not expect this to be as good as it was. I gave you 2 movies to pick, and you had Google flip a coin. So
I did.
I'm glad it went this way.
My wow factor was a 3.
It was a 3.
It was a 3 on this one.
You were laughing just as much as me.
I was laughing as much as you. Now, I've watched other great comedies that I was laughing the whole time through as well, too. Fist Fight was one for me that I absolutely loved and was dying of laughter, and Girls Trip. That one was awesome. So, kind of comparing to those 3, it was on par with those, I would say, and I guess that's kind of my downfall right now on that is because I am comparing it to those other 2 movies that were fantastic and hit different parts of comedy that I wasn't used to, I guess. So
That's
this
fair.
one just didn't wow me as much.
That's fair. I was going to compare it to 40-Year-Old Virgin. I was going to say, I would say that this is probably the funniest movie since then. I might be able to name others thinking back, but that one sticks out in my mind, and people still quote that movie.
Yes,
I feel like this is a movie that is going to also stick out in your mind, and you're going to still quote it.
I agree with that. I think this one definitely is going to be very quotable.
I think we about covered it.
I think we have covered
It's a lot of talk about comedy, which...
It is, actually, yes. So I guess that should convince me a little bit to raise my score a little bit.
Your score is your score. I think that was it is fair. You gave it a fair score.
I think so. I definitely think so.
Thanks again for watching. Subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, find us on Facebook and Twitter, and join in the comments below and let us know what you think on how we can improve the Real Movie Grade system.
What are you, an auctioneer? Hey, don't forget to watch the playlist to my left. What is Real Movie Grade? It's going to help you better understand the Real Movie Grade system.